Episode 32 of Wasteland Weaponistics. This episode is all about the Shishkebab, everyone's favorite weapon named after food. The Shiskebab first appeared in Fallout 3 and has since reappeared in Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Fallout the board game, and Fallout Wasteland Warfare. So prepare to be hungry after this episode. So what is the shish kebab other than a tasty Mediterranean dish? Well, it's simply a flaming sword. There are two variants of the shish kebab, the Fallout 3/New Vegas version and the Fallout 4/76 version. While they're both the same concept, they differ in their execution. Now, Fallout 3 is where this weapon first appeared, and it's probably the rarest weapon in the game, as only a single NPC wields this mighty sword. That is Vance, the leader of the vampires. Whether or not you believe he is a vampire is up to you, but he does have more health than even a standard super mutant. So take with that from what you will. Now, him being a vampire and having a flaming sword is most likely a reference to the Castlevania series of video games by Konami. A series about Dracula, among many other vampires. The Castlevania series heavily features flaming swords as well. Outside of Vance, the only way to acquire this mighty flaming sword is to craft it. You can get the schematics from 3 different places. The schematics are given to you by Vance at the end of the Blood Ties questline. Another way to get them is from the traveling merchant, Lucky Harith, with the third place being this weird, random, unmarked shack near the NN-03 SATCOM array. Now, after you acquire the schematics, you have to build it. Fallout 3 is not known for its crafting system, but in order to build the Shiskebab, you will need 1 motorcycle gas tank, 1 motorcycle handbrake, 1 lawnmower blade, and 1 pilot light. Your character mashes these all together and you get a flaming sword. What is interesting about this is that it uses fuel. According to the concept art by Adam Adamowicz, may he rest in peace, it is fueled by a mix of kerosene and I believe that says Vicks Vapor Rub. Kind of interesting when you think about it, since in the Fallout universe they were running out of oil, and kerosene and Vapor Rub are both oil-based products. Now, this fuel mixture is stored in a backpack-mounted gas tank. Now, that's about it for Fallout 3. With it being such a rare weapon in the game, there really isn't much lore about it. The only thing worth mentioning is that in the German version of the game, the weapon is called the Roasty, which is a Swiss dish made of fried grated potatoes. Honestly, it looks really good. At least I think that word is roasty. It's the little O with the 2 little dots over it. Not sure how you say that. So we go to Fallout New Vegas and the Mojave Wasteland. Now, in New Vegas, it's the same model as Fallout 3. The difference being the Shiskebab is a lot more common in the Mojave Wasteland than in the DC Wasteland of Fallout 3. However, the player can no longer craft the weapon. And when I say it's more common, I really mean it. While in Fallout 3 there was a single wild Shiskebab, New Vegas, they're all over the place. Well, maybe not all over the place, but it's a lot easier to get one than in Fallout 3. NCR merchants will sell them, the Crimson Caravan will sell them, Mick and Ralph's will sell it, even the Great Khans all sell Shiskebabs. And the only vanilla faction to use the Shiskebab is the Viper's Raider gang. Apparently, Viper Raider leaders can spawn with the Shiskebab, but I can't find any, at least not during my playthroughs. In the DLC, actually several factions now use them. The Whitelegs, Painmakers, will have them. The Unmarked Men of the Savage Divide also have a very rare chance to spawn with Shiskebabs. Why they have them, I don't know, as neither the Legion nor the NCR use Shiskebab, so maybe they made them? Maybe they found them in the town? Can't tell you. And I have to ask, where's everyone in the Mojave getting all these Shiskebabs? In the DC Wasteland, this is an incredibly rare weapon, and in New Vegas, they're You know, they're everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but I think you get what I mean. But I want to tell you, the one that makes the least amount of sense is that the lobotomites of Big MT have a chance to spawn with Shiskebabs. Why do lobotomites have Shiskebabs? Did Big MT make the Shishkebab or the original schematics? And that's why they're all over the place in New Vegas, as, you know, weapons spread out from there? I mean, was Vance the vampire in Fallout 3 originally from Big MT, or traveled to the Mojave region bringing the Shiskebab back with him? Or is Vance making all of these Shiskebabs and a caravan brought them to the West Coast area, and that's why they have them? The world may never know. Post your theories down below. Now, in New Vegas, there is a single unique Shishkebab. That is Gehenna. Gehenna is a reference to a location in real life that is outside of Jerusalem. Biblically, this is where people were sacrificed and where lots of garbage was later burned. Gehenna, the Shishkebab, is really just a better Shishkebab in every way. It also might be a divine weapon, as the limbs severed by Gehenna will never stop burning. Gehenna also features a slightly different skin than the standard Shishkebab. Now, Gehenna is one of the 3 weapons that can be used to complete the Same Could Be Said of All Religious Weapons challenge. This challenge is a reference to the Castlevania Symphony of the Night game, as Dracula has a quote that is extremely similar to this. When confronted in the game about him stealing men's souls and making them his slaves, he says, "The same could be said for all religions." So, since Gehenna is some type of divine weapon, or blessed weapon, or something like that, was God or Satan out here giving away flaming swords? Like, here you go, here's a weird flaming sword, to some random wastelander? Or just kind of interesting. Or maybe some type of priest blessed the weapon. What do you think? Now you're probably wondering, how do you get this mighty, blessed, divine weapon? Well, you just buy it from the gun runners. Yep. Why they have it, I don't know. But they do. So, yeah, there's no lore about why they have Gehenna. You'd think it would be in some weird location, or on some crazy NPC. Nope, you just buy it. And with that being said, we now go to Fallout 4 and the Commonwealth Wasteland. Now, the model of the Shishkebab has changed greatly. While it's still a flaming sword, it is much more of a refined design. The base sword is now a katana-style blade, with the old one being almost like a German Messer in style. The fuel tank backpack is gone, and instead the fuel itself is stored on the blade in a small canister. This version also has one mod attachment, extra flame jets, taking the amount of flame nozzles from 1 to 5. The extra flame jet attachment increases the damage of the Shiskebab. In Fallout 4, there is a single Shiskebab. It is obtained during the quest Out of the Fire. Slag, the leader of the Forged Raider faction, is equipped with it. The sword belongs to the Finch family at the Finch farm. It's their family heirloom, and it can be acquired by the player at the end of the questline. Now, there is no unique Shiskebab in Fallout 4, so we move on to Fallout 76. In Fallout 76, it is the exact same model as Fallout 4, because 90% of Fallout 76's base game is just Fallout 4 assets. In Fallout 76, this is where you can get your hands on a Shishkebab. You can get them from the US government aid supply drops. That makes this version of the Shishkebab a pre-war design. And why the Fallout version of the US government is giving away flaming swords as disaster relief, I don't know. Just seems kind of weird. My guess is that these supply drops aren't actually meant for civilians, they're actually made for military and government services, as they also yield a bunch of other crazy weapons like Gatling plasmas, cryolators, and even M2 Brownings. Other than the supply drops, one can be found at the Sons of Dane compound. The Sons of Dane were a very short-lived, small, survivalist-style faction that were all killed by a unique Wendigo known as the Night Stalker. A Shiskebab can supposedly spawn at the Berkeley train station in the Maya region of the map. However, I could not find one while I was there. I searched for it. The spawn might have been removed, as Bethesda has removed spawns of other weapons in Fallout 76, as it is a live service kind of game. Now, the plans for the Shishkebab are sold by Graham, the traveling super mutant merchant. So during the winter seasons, there's actually a special enemy added to the game known as the Holiday Scorched. These unholy festive abominations wield some of the rarest weapons of the Wasteland, including the Shiskebab. When you kill them, they drop presents and legendary items. Now, there are no unique Shiskebabs in Fallout 76. And that'll basically be it for Fallout 76 and the video game portion of this video. So, let's talk about the Fallout tabletop games. If you didn't know, there's currently 3 physical Fallout games. Fallout the board game, Fallout Wasteland Warfare, and Fallout the role-playing game. I only own one of these, and that is Fallout the board game, because the other 2 are expensive, especially Fallout Wasteland Warfare. But in Fallout the board game, the Shiskebab is acquired from completing the Children of Adam scenario by killing the character known as the Confessor. This Confessor doesn't seem to be High Confessor Tectus from Fallout 4's DLC Far Harbor. The Confessor in the board game is located at a place known as the Pendleton Estate, which is not in Fallout 4. This is some kind of very, very large mansion, judging by the art on the board game. Other than Fallout the board game, it appears, like I said, in Wasteland Warfare. The Shiskebab is being wielded by one of these 3 T-51B power armor users. These units are only known as the unaligned T-51B. Who they are? No idea. The website where you buy them from doesn't really have any lore about them. I mean, they're not Brotherhood of Steel, they're not Gunners, they're not, Talon Company or anything like that. All we know about them is one has a Shiskebab, one has a flamer, and the other has an AER laser rifle in sniper configuration. And as their title says, they were unaligned. So, vigilantes? What do you think about these 3? So with that will be the end of this video. This was the first melee weapon I've covered on the channel, and I thought I'd start with a kind of iconic one. Until next time, remember to subscribe to this channel for more Fallout weapon lore. There's also my main channel, Tripper Fofo, if you want daily gaming content. Alright, see everybody later. Bye.